Well, I'm Tessa Smith with MamasGeeky. Thank you both so much for taking the time.
Hi, Tessa.
Oh my gosh, I love this show. So I've got to tell you, this was literally my introduction to Doctor Who. Season one was my introduction. And then I went back and
Wow.
watched like every single thing after.
Wow.
So,
Oh my God, that's a compliment. Thank you, Tessa.
well, what does it mean to you to know that like you could be the doctor that introduces so many people to Doctor Who?
Oh my gosh. It's that isn't a concept that I
Absorbed.
absorb really. Um because the show the show still exists in my head as like this huge thing, this sort of monumental thing. I still sometimes struggle to think of myself as in it, in the center of it, because you're just doing it. I think, yeah.
But it belongs
feels
to you.
it's cool. It feels really cool, especially like when I think about all the little black and brown kids that will be watching it and thinking like, oh my God, the Doctor, and like I can be the Doctor. That's what I remember going to Notting Hill Carnival one time and just having lots of people come up to me excited about Doctor Who, and like I found it really cool and surprising. So yeah, it feels nice.
Short of it, it feels nice.
It feels nice. Yeah.
Well, for both of you, one thing I want to talk about that I love so much about this show is that practical doesn't really exist very often anymore. Practical effects, practical things. And like even in the first episode of this season, you have these like robots, but they're very clearly not CGI robots, and I love that so much. For you guys, what is it like working opposite that, rather than a green screen and a tennis ball?
Love it.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Absolutely love it.
You get to actually
Yes.
interact with how scary or ridiculous or how funny everything is right now. You don't have to. We actually did have a mix of that because there is a character later on that's a cartoon character. We won't say anything else, but that was a bit more interacting with a cutout of him. But the best part, but even then it was a cutout, the sets are so spectacular. It's so exciting to carry that energy when you walk into that set. It comes so easily.
The artistry is insane, and from all departments. And yeah, I mean, you get to see the artistry of these like character actors. Robert Strange is someone that will stay in my heart. He's been a huge robot. He's been the bogeyman. He's been a he's a couple of monsters each season, and like I just look at it and I'm like, your physicality is absolutely. I just couldn't do what you do. Like this is such an incredible craft, and so yeah, you get to contend with people's incredible craftsmanship.
Yeah. But it just lends itself to some funny moments. Like, I'll just be on set and then I wouldn't know who's in the robot. And then and you stood there and, Robert just leans in and he says, hi, honey.
Yeah.
And it's just this robot saying, hey, honey, how are you doing? It's like, oh, it's Robert.
Oh, it's like, when he was the bogeyman, we rapped Monster by Nicki Minaj together while he was in his suit. This is just... I love this show.
It's so great.
Oh, that's so much fun. And again, you get to like dress up and change your look every episode too, which is got to be so much fun. Is there one in particular this season you can tease that maybe you were most excited to explore?
Oh. I loved my 1950s outfit so much. I couldn't stop spinning in it when I first put it on.
I remember. I remember. Okay, you looked incredible. I would actually say my favorite is 7 and 8. Very, very different from anything the Doctor has ever worn before or encapsulated before. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. But it's very, very ordinary. But which was very extraordinary for the Doctor. I think that was my favorite ones.
Oh, that's exciting. See, I've only got the first episode of this season. That's all they gave me. So I will have to wait and see what comes with 7 and 8. I will say, it's funny because I put on this season and I was like, wait a minute, I saw her last season. I'm confused for a second, right? So, which I think is very cool. I love how they're not just like, oh, that was another character by. Like, it's very much included in this story. So how fun was it for you to like read through the scripts and see that they're not just like, oh, that was a character that kind of looked like her. Like, they're really discussing it.
Yeah, I mean, I was so curious about it because when I found out I got the job, I just remember thinking, I don't know how is that going to play out. So I love that it was addressed, and I love that it's a part of the plot, and it's also part of what makes their relationship so special. That there's a connection, there's a connection that spans like thousands of years as well. So yeah, I really loved the way that Russell managed to tie it in.
And then how about for you reading it and seeing she was coming back and knowing what she was doing?
Oh, it was so exciting. Yeah, I was told that Varada was coming back, and I was so excited because we got on so well the first time, and it was shooting Boom was so much fun. Me, you, and Millie.
Yeah.
Just running around. And I just knew that V was going to bring such an incredible energy to the set, and that the character as well, Belinda, was one that I was just very excited by because they just challenged the Doctor so well. So it was exciting, very, very exciting.
And then is there something you're most excited for fans to see this season that you can talk about?
Yes, but we
can't talk about it. They're gonna love it.
They're gonna love it so much.
What can we talk about? The cartoon is very cool.
Alan Cummings delivers a performance that's spellbinding.
Yeah,
and it was such an interesting experience because filming with said monster, we were filming with a 3-foot cardboard cutout.
Yeah. Who kept like dropping parts of himself as we were filming. Like, he lost his 2 little hairs and a nose, and
by the end he was just sellotaped together. But then, they would play the voice.
Yeah.
And like it was just this ominous, omnipresent, all-powerful, incredible performance that Alan Cumming was giving. And so it was just like
his voice would just fill the set.
Yeah.
And it brings this cardboard cutout to life that you're looking at, and it's not moving, and it's not an animated thing, and yet you're scared.
You're
and you
terrified.
Absolutely believe it's coming from this tiny little inanimate being. He's brilliant.
Well, I can't wait to see it, and thank you both so much for your time. And I told my husband to hack our Roomba so it walks around and goes polish, 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 because that was so cute. Thank you so much.
Thank you.